Good morning, everybody. It's the Bart Winkler Show with your host, Bart Winkler. Today's special guest, Tim, the Toolman Shea, and Ryan, Hot Dog Horvat. Good enough?
Yeah, it's doable.
Yeah, that's all I'm really aiming for. It's doable. What's up? How's your week going? You know, I'm a DoorDasher now.
You are?
I did 4 deliveries. I took McDonald's to a Home Depot, and the guy didn't tip me.
I might have to get some food now then. Order out, DoorDash. Can I request you or no?
No.
Okay.
I had to take fish to a middle school.
Well, I Uber, so.
Yeah, you Uber. I can't do people in the car, man. That's not happening.
No.
No, I'll take like some tacos or something, but
not as bad as you think.
I can't do people.
Tacos.
And then people when I'm like, I don't know. It's just something I tried. I don't know. This can't be my life, but people are always like, so do you eat the food? And I want to tell you, when places know that it's getting delivered, they like staple it up like 17 times.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't eat your French fries if I tried.
I ordered from somewhere once and the bag was glued.
Yeah. Well, I think that's good.
I do too. I do too.
That's good. All right. We're going to get into some NFL picks with Ryan Horvat coming up, go through all the games as we'll do on Fridays. I do want to just talk to Timmy because even though the Badger season is over because they lost one game, I think the most ardent Badger fan could say, well, if they beat Ohio State, you could get right back into this thing. If you beat Ohio State and run the table, there might be an avenue, but it's all about beating Ohio State. And college football playoff, whether that's even something we're talking about or not, the Badgers play Ohio State and they're doing a blackout and we want to win. The spread I thought was about 18.
17 and a half, I think. It went down a half point.
Okay. I'm believing that the Badgers can stay within that number.
No, not even close.
But primetime game, dude, Ohio State. CJ Stroud's going to have 655 yards.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think goes down?
It's going to be thanks for showing up. But I could see realistically, I could see Ohio State putting 50 points up on this team.
But don't we have a good defense, or is that just something that I assume?
I just think that's something that we all assume.
Do we have a good defense?
We have a good defense against maybe like Northwestern or Nebraska or Illinois. But when you're playing the Michigans and the Ohio States, and I might throw in Penn State in there, things might be a little different.
You know what? For the sake of my sanity, I'm going to pretend the Badgers can still make the college football playoff. So if you beat Ohio State, you've got no other ranked teams right now the rest of the way.
Correct. And
then no other ranked teams. Michigan State dropped out of the rankings.
Yeah.
And then the team that they lost to, Shea Stadium, the team that they lost to, Washington State, they're currently undefeated.
Are they any good? Do we think they're good, or do?
Well, we'll see. If Washington State, Oregon comes in Saturday afternoon on Fox. If Washington beats Oregon State. Washington State. If Washington State beats Oregon,
there we go.
We'll know that before Badgers Ohio State kicks.
Mm-hmm.
So if that happens, suddenly the team that beat you 4-0 beat Oregon. Let's do it. Screw it. Why be losers? Let's do it.
Yeah, but here's the problem. It's Ohio State. It's a night game. It's a blackout.
Which is going to make the win all the more impressive.
We're not winning. We're not winning.
This kind of attitude and spirit from you is why I'm glad I only see you once a week now.
I get it from you.
Oh. All right. As you know, you can call the show. People are starting to get a hold of the voicemail system. I get it from you. 402-915-BART is where you can leave a voicemail. I got a couple here. And so like these voicemails came in on Thursday. We're playing them on Friday. if you guys want to call in during the weekend. If you don't keep it to like time specific and ask broad questions or have something to say, then like next week sometime I want to do a voicemail heavy show. This is from Vincent in Anaheim, who surprisingly found out we have a podcast much sooner than I thought he would.
I thought he wouldn't find out
until Thanksgiving.
Find out until I was going to say January, but.
All right, here's Vincent.
What's up, Bart? What's up, man? Loving the podcast. Keep doing what you're doing, player. Hey, what's up, Toby? What's up, Tim, Shea, and Ryan Horvat, man? Got the whole gang together representing. Hey, Bart, man, you're just so funny. It's great sports talk. And, you know, keep it fun, as always, man. I love it. That's why I love listening to you. I'm going to keep following you until the wheels fall off, man. So hopefully you do get a good paying job. But, hey, this podcast thing might take off for you, too. All right, then, man, keep up the good work, man. And you know what? I got a podcast, too. Want to collaborate? All right, then, Bart, man, keep doing what you're doing. Go, Pack, go. The Brewers going to make it to the damn playoffs somehow. It's going to happen. And that's all I got for now. Peace.
Great to hear his voice again. I would love to collab with you. I'll collab with anybody as long as I can also make it an episode of my show.
It's funny that he said the Brewers are going to make the playoffs. I just laughed.
Well, no, you look at the Brewers too. I'm not doing it with that. I'll do it with the Badgers for like S's and G's.
Yes.
But I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it with the Brewers. Although that game I went to Wednesday, I saw you there at the game Wednesday. You got to meet my wife. How much you been thinking about her since Wednesday?
I did. Bart, you outkicked your coverage.
Yeah.
It was a good game.
For a while, like in the beginning of a relationship, I thought we like kicked appropriate coverage.
Uh-huh.
But she keeps looking better, and I look like this. All right, I got one from Sean O'Connell. The Sean O'Connell.
Good morning. Just finished the episode with Wicked. That was fantastic. Great to hear from one of the mics. It really is. And, you know, not for nothing, I had forgotten all about how you guys had kept the thing where he was in Kansas City, kayfabe. Love it, love it. Good to see that still is a thing. And I agree, Bart, that, you know, those death threats, not credible at all. If that is what passes the bar for.
I'll pause it right there. Have you ever gotten a death threat, Tim?
I have not.
Well, that's about to change.
Okay.
I'm texting you.
Okay.
I am going to murder you.
Thanks.
In front of those who you love. Sent. All right, more from Sean.
A true legitimate death threat. I think he's a little too low on that, and because if somebody is going to act on some of that stuff that he is saying, they don't call first. They really don't. It's just troll jobs. So again, just agree with you on that. But I do agree with Wicked that maybe you should start a true crime podcast, Only Murders in Miller Park. Episode 1, season 1. Did an owner really order a trade of an all-star pitcher from a first-place team because he's afraid of arbitration? Or did the GM, Matt, who may or may not be leaving us in the next season for a bigger market, go rogue? Listen now to Bart Winkler.
Should I start? There's a guy who was fired. It's a great podcast. He was fired from Band of Brothers because I don't remember the reason. Tom Hanks thought he had like, I don't remember what it was, like lazy eye or something. No, it's really good. Okay. And he eventually talks to Tom Hanks, big Band of Brothers podcast. It's called what is it called? Whatever. I'm not deleting this, so I'll just look it up. We're Google racing. But
I don't have a computer, so it's you against yourself.
Weird. I could do like a fake serial podcast where I could be like, the Milwaukee Brewers, who killed their season? And then at the end, I could nail an interview with Mark Anasio, and I could say, did X-Golf really get Eric Lauer injured, or is that just a wild conspiracy rumor that I'm floating out there?
I mean, the more and more I think about it, the more and more I think you're right, Bart.
I do too. More from Sean.
Season 1, Episode 1. Who killed the 2022 season of the Brewers on Only Murders in Miller Park? Maybe. But going back to who did kill the season.
Timeout. What was that?
That was a quarter.
Just a little fidgety thing?
Yeah, I was, yes. See, even on this, I still interrupt things.
Yeah. Do you want to finish the voicemail?
Yes, let's finish the voicemail.
Everybody who, from Craig Counsell going up, and it's just, the game you went to Wednesday is just a reflection of a bunch of pros who are just trying to play out the rest of the season for their own pride, for their own self-worth, and maybe build some numbers if they up so that they can find another place to land next season, or if there is any kind of movement, we'll probably be sellers next season again too. So hopefully they're probably just trying to get themselves on the radar for another team, and I don't blame them at all. And it is good to see that at least they are putting in some effort and giving the home fans like Bart Winkler and his dear wife a decent show anyway. And because it must be tough to have your ownership or your bosses give up on you, not think that you can do it. All
right, I think we're just gonna end the voicemail there. Thanks, Sean.
Yeah.
So what are you doing this weekend, Shea?
Well, I'm gonna watch the Badgers. First weekend I haven't gone to Madison. Obviously, they're on the road. So
where are you watching it?
I don't know yet. I don't know.
Definitely a bar.
Probably a bar. That's more than likely you can find me at a bar. I'll keep an eye on the Brewers, but literally a fourth of my eye.
Yeah.
Weird. Other than that, it's the first weekend I'll be at home since August. So.
Oh, I wouldn't think that about you. I think you're the type of guy that always spends his weekends at home.
Well, I've been in Madison the last 3 weeks. I'm a season ticket holder, Bart.
Another bad thing about you.
I took an
Packer
apple.
Prediction. Packer prediction.
I took an apple to the Badger game and threw it on the field after they lost to Washington State. Packer prediction. I don't know. Packers. I've been saying the Packers are going to lose, but with everybody out for Tampa Bay, Packers.
Well, they have Cole Beasley now.
Yeah. He won't do anything. I think the Packers will win close, 28-24.
Okay. Well, we'll see what the legend Ryan Horvat thinks. He went 12-5 last week.
Okay.
So we'll get him coming up next. Tim, hope you have a good weekend. Wouldn't it be funny if you were driving Uber and I was driving DoorDash and we crashed into each other?
Yeah, that would be, it'd be perfect. Just like when our hands went into a bowl of fries.
We did. We ate fries at the same time. If that happened, you know what I would do? Right away, I'd be like, oh, we got to start a live podcast.
The accident would be your fault, is my guess, so.
No, I am like world's greatest driver.
Oh, no.
When I'm not looking at my phone.
Okay.
When I am looking at my phone, I'm very bad.
All right.
I'm sending you another death threat after this. Thank you, Tim.
Hey, Bart. Have a good weekend. Go Badgers.
Thanks, bud. And now it's time for the glorious part of the week when we bring in old chum Ryan. Is it Horvat?
Horvat. You know what drives me nuts, man, is that it's not even a hard name to say, It's like it's not like give me an example of something that nobody could say. Give me a last name that nobody could say, so they just have to go first name.
How about Strzelecki?
Yeah, it's just Horvat.
Peter Strzelecki.
It's just Horvat. Really quickly, remember in college?
It does look like Horvat.
Does it?
Yeah, I would say Vat over Vat.
Would you?
Yeah.
I remember Mike Clemens told me that I should change it to Gillespie. A, because it's easier to say, and B, because my uncle, Earl Gillespie, Milwaukee legend, last time the Brewers won a World Series, they weren't even the Brewers, they were the Braves. He was on the call, so he always thought maybe I should change it. But I couldn't do that, man. I couldn't do that to my grandpa and my dad. Hey, by the way, our last name sucks, and nobody could say it. We got to represent Slovenia, man. We got Luka now. I don't know if you saw this. He's got a new shoe out for the country. I'm going to have to buy that piece. It's already out, like, in Europe, but it's not out in the United States yet, so I had to pre-order it.
That was like the same way, so it's like COVID.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, exactly. By the way, did you just see Giannis is in Disney World right now, just taking pictures and hanging out with just regular folks that are looking to take pictures with him, and then he's having conversations because he remains the greatest professional athlete on this planet?
I didn't, but I will say I did because that's how the media business works.
I just saw it like 2 seconds ago on Twitter. So
I also want to tell people that so Bart Winkler Show, Spotify, Apple, subscribe and like, and more. Google, I saw we were on Google. But we're also, the Friday picks we'll put on YouTube every week. The background that I'm using is not my home.
I thought it was. I was until like, your head like.
So this is for those on YouTube. Here is my home.
I thought that looks like a scene like in the show The Wire, like when they were gonna.
I'm in my basement.
The walls, like, is that where young Chris and Snoop are putting? I think
you can see behind me. There was a big hole. There was one of those bricks was a giant hole there, and like birds were flying in from the outside.
What's that movie with Ethan Hawke where he just like sits in the basement and watches those films and things? Sinister. You look like you're in the movie Sinister. Do that again really quickly.
All right. Again, this is a YouTube special. There we go.
Yeah, man, it's like Saw. Is your leg right now like chained to something and you're gonna have to cut it off later to save your family?
My leg is being supported by the sump pump.
I always do these in the kitchen because I got a coffee maker and a nice little espresso maker, and I like to have my coffee, and I like the lighting in here. As you can see on my fridge, no report card or anything for my son, but what I do have here, let me give you a little, it's like MTV.
Again, if you're just listening on audio.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that kind of sucks. Well, I'll just tell you, we got a Go Pack Go, which holds up my college football win total. So we don't have my son's report card or anything like that, but I can tell you that we got a lot of money this year on Utah to win over 8.5 wins. Boston College, we're going under.
And if Utah doesn't hit that over, Ryan Horvat is going to nuke Salt Lake City.
Dude, did you see that? I have never, if I wasn't married, I would find that lady, that girl, whatever she is, and I would have to marry her because I'm with her. If they didn't win that game, we're not hitting over 8.5 wins, and Christmas may be canceled. That was my favorite bet of the college football season. So I think I fell in love on the internet. I haven't seen her yet, but she seems like a nice girl.
Yes. Okay. We do have our win totals from last week, thanks to Cone Roller.
Got to keep I like how he keeps the media accountable, though.
You were 12-5.
That's pretty damn good. I had a really good weekend. Made a lot of money. I might buy a boat.
And I was 9-6, I believe. But he gave me a double loss because I said Denver was a double spread doubler. So I'm 9-7. I'll abide by those rules. I also want to thank our friends.
We got to keep the regular standings, though, because what the winner of this gets. They get a free bucket of chicken from our friends over at Golden Chicken. Isn't that
we're both headed in the same direction. That's good. Golden Chicken in Hales Corners, 414-427-5500. They've got catering. They have catering 24/7.
Do I know that? Yes. Everybody should know that. Delivery
as well.
Yes.
I tell people about Golden Chicken, they always say the fries are what they like the best. But I go chicken, pizza, because that's always what we had catered in when we had meetings.
So, what's funny about it all is that Golden Chicken, I don't want a dime. I'm just advertising them. I'm just throwing them some love because when I lived in Milwaukee or West Allis for 4.5 years, I ate there twice a week. And still we live in Washington, D.C. And my son twice a week, he's like, Daddy, I just miss Golden Chicken. So not only will we get the chicken, the fries, tremendous, but we would go with the mini tacos. Oh, man, those things are ridiculously good. My son still talks about them, and we can't find those anywhere around here. Just like we can't – yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things we can't find on the East Coast, unfortunately. But, man, I miss golden chicken. I'm jealous. If I was you this weekend, sit back, I would probably take down like 40 chicken breasts, probably 15 mini tacos, and 2 orders of fries. No joke.
Well, we might go. I mean, we're going to hit the road a little bit this week, and there's an event called Doors Open MKE where a lot of buildings open their doors. And you can just like walk around the building. So I thought it would be fun for my kid with like Pfizer is going to be open and a bunch of fire stations. And there are some radio stations that will be open. So I might like tour 88.9 Milwaukee and, drop a resume on the table or something.
You should drop one. You know what I would do when I leave sports? I want to go work for like an all rock station, like where you could talk about the Packers. But, like, if you don't want to talk about the Brewers one day, you could just talk about, like, him. By the way, Udoku. By the way, I don't know if anybody saw this on Twitter. He cheated on Nia Long. And you could just, like, talk, like, pop culture. Or you could, like, go to those sites. Remember when you would do, like, morning radio shows at, like, an alternative station or a rock station or just a local radio station? And it would be, like, about a man that found a head in a bowling bag or something like that on those prep sites. Did you ever do that though?
Oh yeah.
Like celebrity news, it'd be like American Idol last night. And you'd play the clips, the actualities. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I saw our buddy Riggs at a post. What they were talking about on their show, Kiss FM, was if the microwave says put it in for 4 minutes, how long do you put it in for?
Usually.
And I was like, that's a great topic. I'd do it for 3:30.
You'd go under the recommended time?
I would.
I like things. See, I don't cook things in the microwave. I actually have a theory. I think I've talked about this on the show, that if you make things in the microwave, if you reheat things in the microwave, you're a serial killer. Should I advertise the Ninja product that I bought that I reheat? I got an air fryer. Changed my life, man. Changed my life.
Oh, yeah, we got an air fryer.
Yeah, it's the greatest thing ever. And also, it's like the top of it is a grill. And I used to have the George Foreman grill in college, and that thing is kind of nonsense. Let's be honest. Like, you're not cooking steaks. You can even cook like fillets on here. I wouldn't recommend like throwing a tomahawk on this bad boy. And they're not paying me $1. They should be though. All these products I'm marketing today.
You know who I would like to pay me? I need a sunglasses sponsor because for those on the video, and I'm gonna get this comment, so I'm just gonna do it myself. That's my tactic. Because then it hurts less after I say it. If you say it, is because the bags under my eyes are so heavy, it does look like I'm already wearing sunglasses.
I didn't even notice them.
They are so dark. Look at me.
I mean, I can't really comment, man, because I get like 3 hours of sleep. Like last night, I told you.
Yeah, but
my son woke me up today to say, Daddy, I have to go to school. And I was like, oh, crap, that's my job. And he was all dressed and ready to go. So I feel like I got to do something special for him this weekend. But unlike you, I won't be taking him to see like fire trucks and radio stations because we'll be watching the great American sport, Bart, known as football. I have so many bets right now that I actually can't spend any money because all my money is tied up in bets this weekend.
Incredible.
Yeah, man. My BetMGM app, I'm like at my limit. I literally can't place I want to bet the game tonight. I can't. I bet both college games tonight, though.
Well, the game tonight would be.
Friday. Well, Friday night. Friday night. I bet Joliet Catholic.
No, I mean, we're taping these. There's no secret. We're going to tape these on Thursday so they can release Friday morning.
So you're not going to do what you used to do on the radio station when you were hungover and just like throw an interview from like Austin Gale on Wednesday on Friday and just redo the questions?
Well, what I am willing to do is collab with any podcast that wants to collab. And so, but know that if I go on your podcast, that's you coming on my podcast. I'm going to use that.
Are you and Pete Bukowski still boys?
Oh, yeah.
I blocked him.
Oh, I want to thank you so far for upheeding to Brock's request on Twitter. You have not sworn yet.
Yeah, I'm not going to swear on this podcast.
He's listening to this with his daughter.
Yeah, I thought about that. I wouldn't want. Here's the thing. I'm a terrible dad, so I swear a lot in front of my kid. Like the other day, he asked if we could listen. He was like, "Dad, you got any? Let's listen to some Tupac." And literally, I introduced him to Hit 'Em Up, which was he's 9 now.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
My son likes singing 2 Live Crew around the house.
This is only one place where we could go to see doing shows. Yeah.
He's like, "Hey, Daddy, we got some."
Yeah. Exactly. No, I'm going to try not to swear, though. I mean, I can't promise you on the post, like when I jump on the at the Packers post with you, especially if they lose, there might be a swear word there. But on these picks, I'll try to keep it clean. This is for the family. They got to teach the kids a lesson. We got to teach them all about key numbers, market value, closing line value. This is for the kids, man. This is for the kids and Golden Chicken.
Yeah, I'm still working out how to do the Monday morning show. It needs to be a Packer post-game show, but I don't want to wait. And I don't want to get up Monday and do it, but I also don't want to do a post-game show. But last week, that's kind of what we did.
Can I throw in an idea? What you should do is just tape 2 90-second reports that'll just run all day when anybody clicks them. And you could start them like this. Ready? The Packers took a 27-14 loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then on Tuesday, you hit them with the Packers returned to the practice field. Boom. And then
on Wednesday, the Packers are putting Tampa Bay behind them and focusing on their next opponent.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers inside linebacker Devin White, who in the offseason loves to ride horses. He loves.
And on Thursday, the Packers' first injury report comes out and some startling names on there. And then on Friday, the Packers are set to travel this morning to take on the whoever's they plays.
Khalil Mack.
Rinse and repeat. All right.
Hey, Ichiro, Hall of Famer. No, I'm kidding. All right, let's go.
Is Khalil Mack a Hall of Famer?
I mean, all he really
402-915 Bart.
Yeah.
402-915 Bart. All right. The Thursday game, not as good as last week's.
No, please don't give me Mitchell Trubisky on primetime ever again. I don't even want to see Kenny Pickett on primetime. I definitely don't want to see Jacoby Brissett. And dude, remember when we were Browns fans for a season?
Yeah.
I hate the Browns. I hate Kevin Stefanski's play calling since year one when he won Coach of the Year when it should have been Matt LaFleur. Like, what the hell are we doing here? And I'll never root for them again because even though I used to love Deshaun Watson, when I found out he was a terrible person, I'll never root for them ever again. The way that they did our guy Baker, and don't get me wrong, Baker sucks. He is an absolute disaster.
He's bad.
But at least he's a decent human being, and he gives every Sunday, man, he's going to be down 14 on the Red Zone channel. He's going to throw a pick. He's going to make a tackle. He's going to bang up his shoulder. But he's going to make like 2 plays to make that a close game and probably cover a spread. And say what you want about that guy, arm falling off. He's a leader. He's a leader, man. He's a warrior. I'll say that. I don't know if he's a leader because I think all of his teammates hate him. Odell Beckham Jr.'s dad definitely hate him. All right, let's get it.
Just trying to figure out which one of these I like.
Hey, you're going to give me a seizure with this, man.
On YouTube. We'll get there.
If we're trying to draw
so what was the spread on the Thursday game?
The Thursday night game was the Browns actually closed as 5-point favorites, the total 38.5. And everybody, the Steelers were the popular dog, and I rolled with the Browns.
I rolled with the Browns too. I will always pick against the Steelers the rest of the year.
Yeah, we don't count the Thursday night game though.
No, but I want to make that very clear.
Okay.
All right. So what do we got for Sunday? Sundays. Anyone ever done that before?
Sunday. All right. You know what? We're gonna start with my favorite game of the week, my favorite bet. I have a substantial amount of money on this game, and I bet the Indianapolis Colts at home. Now we got some line movement here.
Interesting.
But it opened at 6.5, and it jumped to 7 for an entire 4 or 5 hours. And over at BetMGM, I grabbed that 7 with the Indianapolis Colts. I know it's only week 3. This is almost a must-win game for the Colts, man, even in that dumpster fire of a division, because I think the Jags are going to be all right. Big win for the Jags last week over the Colts. They continue to own the Colts. They shut out the Colts. Matt Ryan got picked off, I believe, 3 times in that game. He doesn't look very good. But also, they couldn't get anything going on the run. Jonathan Taylor got held under 60 yards. Michael Pittman missed that game. The Chiefs have looked great, but I'm taking the number with the Colts. Now, it is down to 5.5, so I guess we got to go consensus number. I would still play the Colts plus 5.5. I think they're live. I think they win this game. The total 50.5. Mahomes, a 5.5-point road favorite against the Colts. Where are you going?
I'm going to ride with you on that one. Because the Colts, I think Matt Ryan is pretty bad.
Yeah.
But you know what? The Colts at home.
About this last night. I don't mean to cut you off. This is your time to shine. But if you look at it, man, he was actually pretty good last year. He just had a terrible offensive line. Kyle Pitts was a rookie. His best wide receiver isn't playing football and isn't again this year because he put in a couple parlays, yet Deshaun gets to play after week 11. Explain that to me. And then, like his best player was and Patterson's all right, but he's a punt returner, kick returner. He actually had a decent season, and he's learning a new offense. So let's give him some time. But all right, go on. If you think he sucks, that's okay.
Well, no, I just would feel like we don't know if Jordan Love doesn't pan out or he doesn't be here, we don't know what the future is going to be like in Green Bay. But I would rather have a rookie. Like, I would rather have 3 years of Brett Hundley sucking than I would going through Phillip Rivers, Carson Wentz, and Matt Ryan, having all these guys that are on their last legs. I don't like, if you're a Colts fan, I just think that once Luck retired that preseason game, it's just been miserable for you. And I would not be excited to have all these retreads. And I don't think any of them are good. So something about Jonathan Taylor I like this weekend. I'll probably play him heavy in DraftKings.
Yeah, me too.
But I can ride with you on the 5.5.
All right, yeah, I'm all about the Colts. That's my big bet this weekend. All right, now here's my survivor pick. As of right now, last minute change.
Just a reminder, I was out week 1 with the Bengals. And
I was going to pick the Bengals last week. And I love Joe Burrow, man. Right now, the offensive line sucks, but also he's hanging on. He's got happy feet, and he's seeing ghosts out there like Sam Darnold, man. Like, he's hanging on to the ball too long. He's getting hit way too much, and they don't look good. So I might end up changing this last minute. So I'll tweet about it or something probably on Sunday. But, man, I mean, I ended up last week going with the Rams, and even that was a sweat. The Atlanta had the ball, 2 minutes to go, down 6. They score, they win. So the Bengals are 5-point favorites against the Jets. The Jets beat them last season with Mike White at quarterback. Man, the Bengals got to get right here, right? I kind of like them this week. I'm going to pick the Bengals. It won't shock me if they lose this game.
Oh, that's your survivor.
I'm going to go with Survivor, and I'll pick them here on the pod, too. I'm going to go Bengals -5 over the Jets. Big win for the Jets last week, but there was a lot of luck involved. They were down, 31-17 with 2 minutes to go in the game. They score. They recover an onside kick. They score again. Your guy, Joe Waka Flocka, looking great out there. I wish we had a rookie wide receiver like Garrett Wilson. Instead, we got your boy Christian Watson dropping wide open touchdowns. What are you doing here?
I'm going to go see a lot of what I look at week 2 is like the Bengals are 0-2.
Yeah.
They can't be 0-3. So I'm taking the Bengals for that alone.
I need your fun facts again.
Oh, I don't get that email anymore.
Oh, that sucks. All right. Baltimore, New England. I bet this one. I bet the money line. I didn't trust the points. I could see New England covering 3, something fluky happening because the public loves Baltimore. This opened up as a pick. New England's at home, but they've looked like trash. And the bearded weirdo, Matt Patricia's calling the plays. Mac Jones doesn't look very good. It's not really his fault. He doesn't have any wide receivers that could create separation. For some reason, they traded for Devontae Parker. Made no sense. If a team looking to win your division is looking to trade you their number 1 wide receiver, what does it say about said wide receiver? It's not like the Packers would trade Devontae Adams to Minnesota or Detroit. All that to say, love the Ravens, though, this weekend in a bounce-back spot. They should have won that game against the Dolphins. What an epic collapse. Our guy Tua, 6 touchdown passes.
All my guys, Tua, Jalen, Daniel Jones.
Daniel Dimes, although he sucks. They're winning despite him. Baltimore, though, money line. So I guess I'll go Baltimore spread, too, -3.
I like Baltimore. I'll take the -3. I don't think New England's going to be – I think a lot of people are going to be betting against New England throughout the season. But I can't ride them here. I got to go with Baltimore.
All right. Buffalo, Miami. The Bills have scored about 1 billion points.
Yeah, without the fun facts, I'm not giving you a ton of breakdown.
Well, I could give you a breakdown for this one.
My breakdown on the Bengals, remember, was that they're 0-2. I don't see them being 0-3.
Well, that's really kind of my
breakdown. That's what I'm betting on. That's like that. Sometimes we can look at the numbers, all these. Sometimes you just know what really bothered me in week 1 was the Seahawks game against Denver. Mm-hmm. But you should not really place your bet until you see the atmosphere. Because when the Seahawks came out in that atmosphere in those teal jerseys, of course they were winning that game.
Yeah, there you go.
So you can do all the prep, all the research, but then once you saw that right away on Monday night, of course Seattle was winning that game.
Yeah. Plus Russell Wilson may be washed.
Yeah.
And, oh, my God, Hackett sucks.
Yeah, that article was interesting this week that the Broncos pretty much just hired him as Rodgers bait.
Yeah. Do you ever get confused, Hackett and the other dude that did absolutely nothing but ride LaFleur's coattails to a job? Hackett and Luke Getsy.
Yes.
Like
They kind of look the same.
You think you could pick, like, if they were both in your basement right now and it was like a smell test, like a taste test, like when they give you like 2 sodas and you guess if it's Pepsi or Coke? Do you think you could tell them apart?
I don't. I really don't.
I only could now because all they showed was LaFleur. Obviously, he's great looking and he calls the plays. Anyway, Buffalo, Miami. So Bills look awesome. I got one thing with the Bills, though, dude. Early downs, they suck. Everything, watch this. Josh Allen, he always faces 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. They still can't run the ball. That said, they look awesome. But you know what? I'm going to bet the Fighting Tuas at home to cover the 6. I think this is a field goal game. I think the spread should be better. I think the number is actually right. But this opened at 3.5. Now it's at 6. Buffalo looks really good. But Miami's at home in Miami. Tough place to play. Warm weather. Tua just threw 6 touchdowns last week. Jalen Waddle looked awesome, and they have Tyreek Hill. Solid defense, although didn't look like it last week against the Ravens. Lamar torched them. I'm going Miami to cover the number, +6.
I didn't, man, I want to take Buffalo here. I want to take against you, first of all. But why would I ever do that? You're a god at this.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Buffalo, there's a lot about, like, they're really good. And then I saw a Mike Silver article, I think it was him, where he says, Buffalo's really good, but they're even better than you think. And Buffalo coming down there, I'm assuming it's going to be warm. You know, Miami's feeling good. Mike McDaniel's feeling good. So it's 6?
6. The only thing I would disagree with Mike
I think Buffalo can win. 6 is too much. So for the spread, I would take Miami.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Buffalo's probably going to win this game. But also, you know, in Buffalo, I know they got some new pieces. You know, Von Miller on the defensive side of the ball, obviously. We got to wait and see if Gabe Davis is back this week. But, dude, they had some stinkers last year. They lost to the Jags. Not only did they lose to the Jags, they got shut out 9-0. Again,
what if they had a running back ever? Like, Singletary is no good. Zach Moss, they never let try to be good. James Cook fumbled his way out of the league in one game, even though I think he might be their best guy.
Yeah, I know. And I'm glad that he got another opportunity. I mean, it was a blowout against Tennessee. I just think Tennessee sucks. I bet them under 9.5 wins. And with Buffalo, again, they're the rightful Super Bowl favorites. I'm not trying to rag on them, but like you said about the running game, like it's hard to sustain that when you're facing 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9 all season long. It's easy to do that against the Titans. They're without their best pass rusher. You know, week 1, you caught the Rams, a little bit of a Super Bowl hangover. They're at home raising a banner. But when they play good teams, you know, like the Chiefs, like everybody rags on the Chiefs defense. I like this Chiefs team. When they play the Chargers with Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack coming at them, do you really want to be facing 3rd and 9 all game? That's all I'm saying. Detroit, Minnesota. Love what I saw from Minnesota, getting the crap kicked out of them. Although also kind of broke my heart because I was like, man, of course Kirk Cousins looks like dump on prime time and looked like Joe Montana against Green Bay week 1. But I went back and watched that game about 14 times, and the Vikings didn't even look that great week 1. And Devondre Campbell said this. We talked about it. Like in the first half, they just didn't know what the hell to expect from the Vikings, and that drop from Christian Watson killed the Packers. But all that said, man, everybody's giving Detroit love. They were favorites for the first time in a billion years last week, and rightfully so because Toby's Commanders absolutely suck. But I like Minnesota at home. Tough place to play. That stupid horn and the skull chants. Green Bay couldn't cover 6 in Minnesota. You think Goff's going to and Dan Campbell? I don't.
Well, I think this one looks really tasty for me, about as tasty as the Southern Picnic dinner that you can get at Golden Chicken in Hales Corners.
Oh, yeah.
1 breast, 1 wing, and 3 ribs for $13.95, son.
Mm-hmm.
Golden Chicken, 414-427-5500. Catering 24/7 and delivery options available for you. Golden Chicken in Hales Corners. I like Detroit.
Good. That's what I want to hear.
I don't know. I saw some stat. I bookmarked it. I was going to bring it up with you that Campbell against the Lions against the Vikings seem to always cover.
Oh, yeah.
Something about Dan Campbell, whatever the Lions were doing. See, this is what I tell my wife about, and this is how I treat sports now, that I'm not doing 4 hours a day. I know what's going on, but I can't recite to you what's going on. the same way whenever I have like a conversation, like I'll have a conversation with somebody and then my wife will be like, what did you guys talk about? And I'm like, my God, I don't know. I know a little bit of it. My relay of information in normal life is like doing a book report, but I only read the back cover. So I can give my wife a somewhat explanation onto what it was me and my mom or my grandma or my brother or her brother or whoever talked about, but I can never I don't have all the details. I in and out. So this thing I saw about the Lions, some guy played some position he never did. I don't know. I know that that's something that happened, but I can't relay it back to you. And they gave him the game ball.
If you were doing this and it was me, you, and Freems back in the day, right now he would shut off his mic and me and him would be having a conversation about literally anything else. And whatever you said, we would just come back and say, yeah, same here. Anyway, I got a trend for you about the Lions.
Awesome.
Bet the over in this game. So the Lions, the 15th team in the last 20 years to enter week 3, averaging 30-plus points per game. Only problem is Dan Quinn's defense giving up 30-plus points per game. So take the over, dude. They don't play any defense. I got another one. Did you know in the last 20 years that Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers are the most profitable quarterbacks in the NFL against the spread? Brady,
did you know?
59% against the spread. Rodgers, 58.9% against the spread. Did you know that it's the battle of the GOATs this weekend?
Did you know?
I wish I was going
your hand just cry.
All right, we got to keep this moving.
Short week for Minnesota off Monday Night Football with a first-time head coach, and the Vikings also play in London next week. Wow. The week before London is historically not a good spot for teams with a losing against the spread trend, and the Lions are 3-0 against the spread the last 3 versus Minnesota. Give me the fighting Dan Campbells.
All right, I'm wearing Lions blue if you're watching on the podcast, so hell yeah, all sports.
They call that Honolulu blue.
I'm going to take Minnesota.
That's
Philadelphia, Washington. The Tobies are at home. They're plus 6.5. The total is 47.5. This is a tough one to pick because Philadelphia looks really good right now. But this.
Let me cut you off real quick. I have a gripe.
Okay.
Maybe not a gripe, but a notice.
Oh.
So is everybody in the league playing with their friends these days? Because all of a sudden I was watching Monday Night last week and it's like, oh, by the way, A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts are best friends from when they got recruited together. Okay.
Yeah, man.
And then you got Tua and Waddle. You already got Devontae Smith there. You got Devontae trying to play with Derek Carr. Not only did he almost kill him in a car accident in college, he killed his receptions per game last week with 2. You got all these guys playing together that are buddies. Melvin Gordon and Russell Wilson.
They're buddies?
They play together in Wisconsin.
Well, I know that, but I didn't know they were buddies. They don't seem like 2 guys that would hang out.
Did you see the video of Russ?
I hate Russ.
Did you see the video this week where he it's 5th grade, first time that you can ever tackle? He's defense, 9-6. You got to call out run or pass. When you think it's going to be a run, you got to go run. Wilson's doing that.
All right, so my top 5 right now, most hated players in the NFL. You ready for it really quick? Russ Wilson, number 1, and it's not even close. Guy's so corny. Number 2, J.J. Watt. Number 3, T.J. Watt.
Hey, Freems, what are you doing after this?
Number 4, Derek Watt.
Yeah, no, I like Derek.
Why? Because he's the fullback?
Because he doesn't go TJ or DJ.
Number 5, Anthony Barr.
Anthony Barr sucks.
I got to take Washington at home, dude, because
number 1, Aaron Rodgers. Number 2. You're going to take Washington at home? What's the number?
Well, it opened as a pick, and it's up to 6.5. So, I mean,
how did that happen?
It's blue through every key number. I mean, this was on the opener this summer, and
I like Philly in a rout.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I was thinking about maybe Philly and Survivor.
It's not going to be my double cluck of the week, golden chicken, double point spread clucker, but I do like Philly big.
I don't really have a whole lot to say about that game other than Philly looks really good right now and Washington looks like dump. It just seems too good to be true. If I was to go Philly and Survivor, I could see Washington. I could see Wentz. That's why. That's why. You know what it is. It's the Carson Wentz revenge game, damn it. Yes, Washington on the money line. What's the
Dude,
price?
no. What's more likely? Carson Wentz plays out of his mind against his old team, or the Eagles are like, yeah, Carson Wentz sucks. Let us just remind you of that.
Probably the first thing or the second thing, but we'll see. All right, here. Oh my God, I didn't even realize this was a game this weekend. Kind of want to bet the Bears. The Bears are at home. Lovie Smith revenge game.
Oh, this one you gotta take the
Texans opened up as 3-point dogs. It's down to 2.5. I feel like the Texans are beating the Bears on the road. Actually, let's be honest.
The Bears are 2.5-point favorites.
Yeah, the Texans are a better team. Justin
This
Fields.
This is going to be my double cluck of the week.
Oh God,
Bears will win by at least 5.
No, I think the Texans.
Bears won that first game. They got destroyed by the Packers. Everyone in Chicago's down on the Bears. They're going to win some dumb game at home. Darnell Mooney, I might have to play him this week because Fields is going to have like a weirdly good game. I like, and I'm with you. I think Houston should be better than the Bears, but just the way it's going to play out, I'm going to take Chicago.
Who would you rather have, Davis Mills or Justin Fields?
Well, I love Justin Fields.
I do too, but to the Bears because they don't even let him throw the football.
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm going to take the Bears.
All right. Bear down Chicago Bears.
As you'll notice,
yeah,
I am going to start to always take the Bears.
Yeah.
Hoping that maybe someone in Chicago wants to hire your boy.
Okay. Same here.
I need a job.
Yeah. Chicago's cool.
After this, I'm going to go DoorDash.
Everybody in Wisconsin hates Chicago, which I'll never understand. I never understood why you can't just love Wisconsin and love Chicago, especially when you move to a dump like the East Coast. I'm just like all about the Midwest now, to be quite honest, dude. Like I found myself kind of like rooting for Ohio. I love every team in the Big Ten, especially when we play like the Pac-12. I want to just be Midwest Ryan. When I do the Ryan Horvat Sports Network from the lakeside to the riverside, I want to go all just Midwest teams. I'm a fan of them.
Yeah, okay. I like that.
You
can't be like the Clay Travis of the Midwest.
Yeah, but I can't. The only problem is I can't do it with PJ Fleck and the Gophers, and I can't do it with the Vikings. I hate their fans. I hate their beat reporters. When you wanted me to book Paul Allen, I didn't even want to book that. He's great at his job. Don't get me wrong. No Paul Allen slander, but I hate the Vikings. I hate them. I hate the horn. I hate the skull chant. I don't know what it means. I hate Kirk Cousins. The only thing I don't hate about the Minnesota Vikings is Justin Jefferson. I feel like I discovered Justin Jefferson. I feel like Usher, when he was just like, for some reason, riding around in that grocery store.
Burrow and Chase is another one.
Yeah. He found Justin Bieber. Anyway, Las Vegas, I bet the Raiders this weekend, and I kind of hate myself for it. They're 2.5-point favorites, and they're on the road, but they're playing the Titans, who are absolute dump. Derrick Henry's washed. The offensive line is cooked. Mike Vrabel's overrated. Ryan Tannehill's probably going to get benched like he did in the second half of that game against Buffalo. The defense is overrated and without their best player. Vegas.
So what did you take for Houston? You took Houston.
Yeah, I took Houston.
Okay, before you get to this game, whose side do you take vis-a-vis Jason Sudeikis and Olivia Wilde?
Why did they break up again?
I don't know. I can't tell which one was more at fault.
I probably would take her side.
But
I don't like her. Is that a controversial?
I liked her in the OC when she was making out with Marissa.
I really didn't, because I didn't like Marissa either. I thought she kind of looked like a foot.
Yeah.
Is that rude?
She died on my birthday.
She's alive in real life, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Alive and well. Good. Fan on the shelf. Fan of golden chicken. But no, I liked Summer, man. And no, I loved
Taylor.
Yeah.
Oh, Taylor.
I still love Taylor. And Minka Kelly on Friday Night Lights only continues to get better. She's dating Trevor Noah. Did you know that? Or was. Maybe they broke up.
Really?
You like Trevor Noah?
Yeah.
I do too, but The Daily Show kind of sucks now.
I don't watch it anymore.
Jon Stewart's the GOAT, and he remains the GOAT. Sometimes he's always in D.C. I should try to hang out with him. He was great in Big Daddy. Always thought he should have won Best Supporting, even though he was kind of scumbag because he just left Frank. Well, he didn't know he had a son. Anyway, I'm betting the Raiders because the Titans suck. What about you?
What show's good? Reboots on Hulu. It's a new show.
What is it about? I'll check that out. Let me put that. I'm not even kidding. I'll put that in.
The girl from Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. has a show with Paul Reiser's in it, Keegan-Michael Key's in it,
Oh, I'm in. You got me.
Johnny Knoxville's in it.
Oh Christ, I don't know about that.
They reboot an old show from the 90s. It's very like meta. It's totally up my alley.
I'll check it out, especially with Paul Reiser. I've loved his work ever since Mad About You.
Yeah, I never saw the Mad About You reboot, actually. There's a reboot of that.
Remember when they came into the Friends world?
Yeah.
I didn't like
Seinfeld, they explained in Seinfeld that Paul Reiser's character on Mad About You had the apartment before Kramer had it.
I don't really remember that.
It was some dumb, like, NBC used to have, like, all of our comedies are going to interchange, but then it'd be like
the
at the coffee shop, and they would just see, like, Frasier order a donut and leave. Frasier tonight on Boston Common.
Whatever happened to? No, that wasn't Frasier. Frasier was, now, baby, I hear the morning calling. All right, anyway, who are you picking here? We got the Raiders and the Titans.
Man, the Raiders lose so hilariously.
Yes. Derek Carr sucks.
What's the line on this?
It's up to 2.5. Dude, Vegas opened up as a 1-point dog. Now they're 2.5 point.
Give me whoever's the underdog. Yeah, who's the underdog?
The Titans.
And give me them.
Oh, all right, man.
So then the Raiders are going to be 0-3?
I told everybody this roster sucks. They traded for Devontae's great, but like you traded away draft capital that became Quay, who's
very good.
Yes. I feel like he's in on every stop. I also feel like I don't want to say that. Never mind. I want him to always be healthy, though. I'm worried about him.
Don't put that out there.
Well, he's already him and Chris Barnes gave me a nervous breakdown. Anyway, Saints, let's talk about this one. The Saints opened up 1-point favorites. It gets up to 3. I love the Saints. I bet them over 8.5 wins, but Jameis, his back is all jammed up right now. He has fractures in his back, not a fractured back. And I kind of like this spot for Carolina. The narrative is they suck. They probably do suck, but I think they cover the 3 here. I think they might even win this game. I hate to bet against my Saints, but I like the spot for the Panthers. Panthers +3.
I'm going to take the Saints.
Somebody on my show last night said Christian McCaffrey is washed. Christian McCaffrey's
not washed. Baker Mayfield doesn't understand that he has Christian McCaffrey.
I think their biggest play of the season, and I'd have to go back and look, was week 1 where Baker just couldn't take a snap from under center. He just kept fumbling every snap, and McCaffrey just said F it and picked it up and ran it for 60 yards himself. And it's
Baker Mayfield's playing like he's got Dearness Johnson back there and not Christian McCaffrey. He doesn't utilize him except for checkdowns when he's already 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Are you betting the Saints?
Yeah, I think Matt Rule's terrible.
He is. He sucks. My new thing on this pod is I'm just going to say people suck, even though I hate when people say people suck. I'm like, they're a pro athlete. Do they really suck? But with Baker Mayfield and Matt Rule and Daniel Jones.
We got to use my grid. I was explaining this week.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz sucks.
Yeah.
But Matt Ryan is terrible.
I love Justin Fields. He may suck.
And Matt Rule
sucks.
Is awful.
Oh, and Jason Garrett and Jack Collins.
Baker Mayfield, who did I say sucks? Carson Wentz sucks. Baker Mayfield just sucks.
Yeah, he just sucks. If you put him in the right system and disguise the fact that he's 5'4.5", he's all right. Russell Wilson, he started in that game 6 of 20. Anyway, who you pick? All right, you're on the Saints. So far.
I paid for that background. It timed out.
Shut up. Really?
Yeah.
I like this background better.
Just kidding.
Oh. Jags, this opened up +10, down to 7 on the road, take it on the Chargers. Justin Herbert got injured last Thursday. The Jags are much better than people are giving them credit for. Trevor Lawrence looks really good right now. I bet the Jags in this spot +7. Chargers probably win, man, but I just thought that I got the key number. I got a touchdown. Had to go Jags. Jags, Jags. Duval. Robert Duval.
Did you think when Clay and Rodgers were up there, we'd have 19 Super Bowls?
Yeah. The worst part about having Game Pass is I just go back and, remember when I had COVID? I wanted to torture myself more. I watched every playoff loss in the Aaron Rodgers era. I almost swore there because they you want to talk about some of these teams inventing ways to lose games.
Packers.
Dude, last year, the 49ers do not score an offensive touchdown. A blocked kick and a blocked punt for a touchdown. Rodgers was going to win that game, and then we were going to beat the living you-know-what out of the Rams. The Rams and Lambeau, Matthew Stafford in that back. Oh, Rashawn Gary, one hit, and it would have been, who the hell's the backup there? Robert Duvall. Wait, no, who is it?
John Wofford.
Yeah, John Wofford. Yeah, Wofford. Woelfel.
Or it could be Chase Daniel. I think Chase Daniel's the backup on 7 different teams right now. They just fly him in when they need him. What game are we talking about?
ESPN, the magazine.
Just like old times.
Yeah, exactly. We're talking about the Jags and the Chargers, man.
Give me the Chargers.
By 7?
Yeah.
All right, I got another game that I actually bet, and it's going in my favor, dude. I got Atlanta. I bet this on the game of the year opening line plus 3.5 in Seattle. Look, I think Atlanta sucks. I went under 4.5 wins, but offensively, they're doing some things. They actually could have beat the Rams last week, man. They're scrappy. Mariota, he's serviceable for a team that's looking for the number 1 pick. Like, they want to suck. They want to be competitive because they got a bunch of dudes. Drake London's awesome. I wish we had him. Kyle Pitts, he's good, but like, is he ever going to start scoring some touchdowns? But with Atlanta, man, I think they beat Seattle in Seattle. I get why Seattle's favored. They're at home. There is a home field advantage with the 12s. They did beat Denver at home, but that was their Super Bowl. I like Atlanta to beat Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle could go 3-14 now.
Yeah, Atlanta's winning this game on Sunday. This will be their win. I think they want to win like 2 to 3 games because they want the number 1 overall pick. They want C.J. Stroud throwing the ball to Drake London and Kyle Pitts, not Marcus Mariota in the year 2023. Although they do have Desmond Ritter too from Cincy.
Atlanta's going to win this football game.
I just said Desmond Ritter from Cincy when I was talking about CJ effing Stroud. All right, go. Yeah, who's going to win?
The only thing that would scare me off is the travel, I guess, but it's not like they're riding on horseback or they're not doing the Oregon Trail. This is 2022. They just take a private jet and get a good night's sleep. Yeah. I like Atlanta. I do think Seattle's still only going to win about 3 or 4 games. And everyone's like, well, we don't want to write off Geno Smith now because he's not going to write back. The first Geno Smith's going to write himself off in the next month.
Oh, he's terrible.
Yeah, and Drew Lock will be starting very soon.
He's terrible too.
And then Geno's going to start again. And then Drew Lock's going to start again. And then like Kurt Benkert, somebody's now on your Niners.
Brett Rippon's going to show up.
Brett Rippon. Oh my God.
Brett Rippon, Wisconsin's going to show up.
Brett Rippon, good. Brett Rippon, good cookies.
Shout out to Ripon, Wisconsin, and my uncle Bob Gillespie, who was the coach, baseball coach, basketball coach, and athletic director, and my cousin Scott, who's the all-time leading scorer on the basketball team. Anyway, moving on.
Shout out to my friend Colin West, who I believe is 3rd all-time in kick return average.
At Ripon?
Yeah, Ripon College.
Yeah, Ripon, dude. Good times up in Ripon. Anyway, Rams, 3.5-point favorites against the Cardinals. A lot of people are picking the Rams. I kind of like the Cardinals at home in this spot. Dude, how awesome was Kyler last week?
Yeah, he's a lot better than I ever would have given him credit for.
I'm going to take the Cardinals. You heard it right.
I can ride with you on that.
Even though they suck. They're at home. And everybody's going to pick the Rams. That's probably going to be everybody's survivor pick.
The Rams?
I bet you some people take the Rams.
I don't know. I don't know what the best survivor pick is. I'm out week 1.
I need to bet. I got a lot of dogs this weekend. Oh, here's the favorite, I bet. I know there's been crazy line movement. They opened up as 2.5-point underdogs. Now they're 1.5-point favorites. And I know that Kyle Shanahan killed Trey Lance because he used him as a fullback and wanted to off him. But you're giving me.
You think that was on purpose?
Shanahan. You're giving me Kyle Shanahan.
You think he wanted Lance to get hurt eventually?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, what the hell were they doing with him?
That's what if I was on San Fran radio, that's what I would talk about.
Like, put it this way, man. If I had a quarterback that my GM drafted that I didn't want because I wanted Mac Jones or Tom Brady and I wanted to injure him, I would call the exact plays that Kyle Shanahan called for Trey Lance.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say, right?
I always wonder when I think of like conspiracies, I always wonder like if they were trying to do it, would they have done it differently?
Did Rodgers just completely because like I know he had a broken freaking leg and a bunch of rookies, but he had Devontae, and I know that defense sucked. You think the Packers could have been any better the year that McCarthy got canned? That was the worst effing team ever.
Yeah.
And they were just not fun. I hated them. I hated Rodgers that year.
You know what is fun? You know what is fun?
What?
Getting the family around a nice table, eating some golden chicken. Hales Corners, delivery and catering, 414-427-5500. 414-427-5500.
Yeah, I wish I was eating some chicken breast while watching Kyle Shanahan coach circles around Nathaniel Hackett. I don't care that this game is in Denver. I don't care that the 49ers have killed all their running backs. George Kittle's practicing.
Oh, I like Denver here. I like Denver.
All right, I'm taking San Fran. Show bet.
What's the line?
1.5. Pick them.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a weird narrative game. Denver's going to win.
Mr. Unlimited. Faith, family, football, friends.
95% of the money is going to be on the Niners. Denver's going to win.
Yeah, I'm going to be with the public on this one. Kyle Shanahan is going to outcoach, out-scheme Nathaniel Hackett or Luke Getsy, whichever one it is. Dallas opened up as 4-point favorites. Now they're 1-point dogs. Why? Because it's Cooper. What a rush going into New York to take on my Giants. Bet them over 7.5 wins. Everybody gave me poop. I don't care because they're getting win number 3. I'll be with the public on this
Big Blue going 3-0.
Game. That's it. That's they're going to win this game.
Big Blue going 3-0.
They're going to go 3-0. Brian Dable going to coach circles around Mike McCarthy, who was actually really good, him and Kellen Moore last week in that victory over the Bengals. So shout out to Big Mac.
We got Packers next.
Oh, yeah. I almost forgot because this game goes like to the top of my board. What? Some news?
No, I was going to play a voicemail.
Oh. Before we get to the Packer game, or do you want to just get to the Packer game?
This is from Big Ron.
So my question for you is, who are you going to start in your daily fantasy lineup, your DraftKings or FanDuel daily fantasy lineup for the showdown captain mode? Who are you going to make your captain? I'm leaning towards Aaron Jones or maybe one of the defenses. I think it could be a defensive struggle with the Tampa's top 3 wide receivers out. And, with the Tampa having a really good defense that might slow down the Packers as well. So I'm liking the under in that game, under 41.5. You can get it for -105 juice. So some reduced juice. All right, Bart. Thanks so much for bringing that podcast back. I'm really enjoying listening to it, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
All right, that's Big Ron in Jersey.
It's a great question in this game, man, because...
Do you captain Cole Beasley? He'll be dirt cheap.
I bet Green Bay in this game on the money line because I think they're going to win. Mike Evans suspended in this game. Chris Godwin's all banged up. Gronk's gone. This is it for Rodgers. Now, it's scary betting Aaron Rodgers in Florida because he never wins in Florida, and he always plays like dump in Florida. And no longer is Devontae Adams catching passes. It's the dust of Randall Cobb and Sammy Watkins. Both had pretty nice nights, though. Granted, it was the Chicago Bears. I like the way they use the receivers and the tight ends and the backs. I like Green Bay a lot in this spot. You know who I think is going to be the X factor, the player of the game? Rodgers is going to want to beat Brady, especially if this is the last time they're going to face. And I'm a little worried about obviously the Packers are a running football team. Really tough to run against Tampa's front. Vita Vea, all those dudes. I mean, that's the only concern. Is Aaron Jones going to have the big game? A.J. Dillon. You know who I think is going to have a big game? Aaron effing Rodgers. There's my captain. 3 touchdown passes. Packers win this game in blowout fashion. 35-10. Brady, they get on the board late. Brady gets
that hits the over. That hits
comes in the fourth quarter. Who's the backup? Kyle Trask. Kyle Trask's season. Go Gators. He comes in and throws a meaningless touchdown because Kevin King's in the secondary, even though he's not on the team, because Rasul Douglas, Jair Alexander, Adrian Amos in the secondary are smoking blunts on the sidelines because this is just a total ass kicking. Go Pack, go. No, but seriously, I do think they win this game. I don't know if it's a blowout. 20-17 is my real prediction. Rodgers is the team.
So under.
Yeah, under. I'm betting the under too.
I might captain like a guy like Lazard.
I bet him to score a touchdown
Or
plus
Tunyon to get a
175.
weird touchdown because they barely used him.
I would play Aaron Jones because they're going to find different ways to get him the football. And he's probably, let's be honest, the best receiver on this team. Him and A.J. Dillon as well. So I think, it's Tampa Bay's run defense, which is scary. But there's no way they only give Aaron Jones 5 carries in this game. Or I'll turn it off.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Packers to win. You would think that I know it's Florida. I know they suck there. I'm going to take the Packers to win. I don't know about blowout, but I think that because remember they played Tampa last time in Tampa. I remember about that game. It was an afternoon game and things got, I don't know it got chaotic around my house. I was trying to watch the game, but my son was eating a vegetable for the first time and it was a disaster. Something weird like that was happening. I think Rodgers has at least 2.
I'm going to go 3. 1 to Tunyon, 1 to Lazard, 1 to Jones. 321 yards.
Man.
No picks.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Packers. I'll go with 27 to 22.
My only concern, run defense didn't look very good against Chicago.
Well, if you're giving up 8.7 to Montgomery, what are you giving up to Fournette?
Yeah.
But I think the defense,
they're going to get after Brady. Brady's never been hit against Green Bay. So now
I think the defense, I don't think that they're proud of how they've played. I think they come out and make a statement this week.
Yeah, and I think they'll get up for this game. Chicago, let's be honest. I know it's a rivalry, but do you think Jair Alexander or Eric Stokes give a crap about that rivalry? The Bears suck. Bears, that's not a rivalry anymore. Until the Bears actually win a game, until the Bears actually beat Aaron Rodgers, that's not a rivalry anymore. Minnesota's a rivalry. I hate them. The Bears are harmless. Let's be honest. Their fans and their Twitter and stuff. Piss off. You guys are harmless. You don't even. You drafted Mitch Trubisky over Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes. You're not allowed to tweet. You would.
Don't you think it's weird that Kevin Burkhardt and Greg Olsen call Tom Brady games when Tom's going to take Greg Olsen's job and Kevin Burkhardt's going to work with this guy and he criticizes him? Ultimately think that it's a 3-man booth.
Greg Olsen's too good to just let him not.
I think it'll be Tom, Greg, and Kevin.
You like Kevin Burkhardt?
Yeah, I've always liked Kevin Burkhardt.
Me too.
I don't know that he's got number 1 gravitas yet, but I've always liked him. Al Michaels is my favorite to listen to.
Oh, God, yeah. I mean,
Tirico puts me to sleep.
Yeah, man. I'm with you there. And can I tell you who the worst is? Jack Collinsworth.
Yeah,
he stinks.
Joe and Troy are 2 in on the joke now.
Yeah, I don't like them.
They're full of themselves now because they're we're on ESPN. Does the buttons work the same?
I don't like Packer games, the marquee. Here it's 4:25 kickoff. Without them, though, it doesn't feel like a big game.
Agree.
Joe and Troy. And that's nothing against Kevin and Greg Olsen. They're both great. You know who's never mind. I can't say that, but I'll say everybody's better than Joe Davis. Fair.
Oh, yeah. You don't like Joe Davis? All right.
It's not that I don't like him. I like him enough on the baseball broadcast and the college broadcast. I don't know, man. I have a certain taste, a certain style. You're more of a Spiro guy, I know.
Oh, Spiroditas?
Yannis!
I don't like that. All right. Thanks to Golden Chicken, 414-427-5500. They're in Hales Corners. Check them out for delivery and 24/7 catering. Go online at goldenchickenhc.com. Horvat, I'll talk to you probably on Sunday. We'll do some cockamamie post-game show again. That'll be Monday's episode. Still trying to figure out how I want to do that. I know what I don't want to do is get up on a Monday morning and do it. So
sounds brutal.
That'll probably be after the game, but I don't want to miss the Sunday night game. We'll see.
Hey, have you ever had a root canal?
No.
I have one tomorrow. I'm pretty scared about it. I'm off work. Just in case anybody wonders why I'm not tweeting out flames tomorrow. See ya.
Well, see ya, buddy. Ryan Horvat. And we'll be back on Monday morning. I don't know how to tag these.
Talking to the wrong guy.
Oh, I'll do it how I did it on the radio show. On the radio show.
Yeah,
Thank God this show's over.
Have Todd do it with 3 Ds. Remember when we killed him? Oh,
Thanks, buddy.
see ya.